Hi everybody, this is Bruce with Habowskistudio, and I'm going to be working on this little still life right over here. I went up to the store, bought a little pumpkin, and went out to the woods and picked up some acorns, and just went to a little fall themed still life. So thank you for joining me, and let's get started. So the palette that I'm going to be using today is titanium white, ivory black, yellow ochre, cad red light. And for medium, I'm using some stand oil mixed with turpentine. And that's it. Just going to try this Zorn palette on this subject matter also. Okay, so I've got the base drawing kind of going, and just some placements of where everything's at, and I'll still go and just indicate. Matter of fact, I can do that right now, just a little bit, line where the shadow starts, and I'll work on the ribbing, shading the ribbing later as I lay down paint. And now what I'm going to do is put in the background, get the darks going, and that'll give me a register for how bright to make that orange. It was, some people might be tempted to put orange on their palette, and because you have an orange pumpkin, cadmium orange. But I really want to experiment with this limited palette. It's more earthy, kind of a primary. You got the ivory black that's mixed with white. In relation to the other colors, because that's all painting is one color in relation to another, no matter your palette, is that it tends to look blue. That's why they use ivory black. So I'm going to favor the background in my setup. I actually have black cloth, so there's going to be a lot of grays, as you can probably see in the video. But because this is orange, you got some reddish, brownish acorns. I'm actually going to still use the same values of the cloth and everything, but I'm going to push more towards, try to get more of a green going to complement the orange. So let's see what happens. So as you can see from the previous clip, I've just kind of blocked in my darks. I'm putting the darks where I see them because I mixed up my darkest dark. And I'll do that throughout the painting. And then for the next stage of getting the next value, I'll just add some white. And if I need to add a little more yellow to brighten up that kind of green as it gets closer, light source, that sort of thing. So I'm going to continue on with that segment. And let's get going. Okay, now I'm going to mix up the next stage of the darks, and you can see this is a nice touch that worked out going behind the stem. So when I paint that stem and get the light on there, it's really gonna pop and give it some dimension. So really liking that. So now let's get going and mix up the other values. So I have the base tones of the background in, and there could be some adjustments as the painting progresses for lighter lights. And of course I've graded this as lighter, it gets darker as it goes away from the light. I'll push that some more especially around here. I'll put a little more lightness in there. Excuse me. And now, and of course, I'm just using pretty good size round brush, size 12 so far. And then just a little, I don't know, size, I can't even read it. Probably about a 3/16 of an inch brush for cutting in around the acorns. So now I'm going to mix up some orange color, get some base, find an average orange color for the pumpkin and the light, and then I can nuance that with other colors later on. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. Let's get moving on. Okay, so I've mixed up an orange color using this limited palette, and obviously I can kind of tell right now that it's not going to be as saturated as what I see, but in relationship to the colors going on in the palette, I'm going to see if it gives the illusion of brightness. So that's going to be the challenge now. Okay, surprisingly, it looks pretty orange in comparison to the greenish tone around it. So it's nice to do these limited palettes, because something you think I mix on the palette here, and it's like, I don't know about this. And yeah, it's looking pretty good. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to block in my acorns next. So all this is just getting the base tones in, and then I'm going to look at it, study it, see where I need to punch up and that sort of thing, and then work on the little details. Okay, it's kicking along here. I don't know, probably been at it hour, 15 minutes, who knows. I'm going to work on the stem next, get that going, and hopefully nail. Can't really see it in the video because the light kind of gets washed out, but some nice crisp colors on the contrast on the stem, so it's going to be good to do. Okay, this concludes this session. I'm going to let this dry up and then put in a little more nuanced color after it tacks up a bit. But I want to thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed it. And just a little touch of fall. I'll take the camera off the tripod here and try to get some detail shots for you. Okay, this is what I ended up with first session with the limited palette. And considering about an hour and 15 minutes, not too bad. Like how the little acorns are coming out. And the limited palette seemed to work out all right. I'm pretty happy with it. Like I was mentioning before, I changed the background kind of a blue-gray to a green to set off the orange a little more. I think that helped a lot. And I want to thank you for joining me. And comment. Let me know what you think. And if you're a subscriber, thank you for subscribing. If you're not, I'd invite you to subscribe and enjoy some more videos. Take care.